Hi, my name is Victoria Sliwa. I am a student at Grand Canyon University, and today I'm going to be talking about the dispositions of teaching. The first thing that I'm going to kind of talk about is what dispositions I feel I possess. I feel like the dispositions that I currently possess right now that will help me succeed in teaching in the future is honesty. It's kind of been drilled in my head since I was young that honesty is the best policy. And that's something that I firmly believe in, as well as empathy. I was always taught to have empathy towards others. However, I will say sometimes if you pull on my heartstrings a little too much, I will give more than I probably should. But I don't necessarily think that that's always a bad thing, and I feel more than most times it's not something that really gets in the way. I also feel like I have dedication already to teaching. I feel like I have that passion to teach, I have that drive to teach, and I have that willingness to guide my students to success. And I really believe that these dispositions will help me in the classroom when I finally get there. However, there are some dispositions I definitely need to work on before I start teaching my first year. And the top two for me, in my opinion, would be professionalism and patience. When it comes to professionalism, I feel like it kind of differs between every single workspace that you're entering, the kind of level of professionalism that is accepted. I feel like there is a general overall standard of professionalism when it comes to educators, but I do feel like sometimes there is a little bit of, what's the word, I guess almost leeway, and I want to make sure that I'm upholding myself to almost the max on professionalism, just in case there were ever to be, a situation to change where I would be moved somewhere else, or, if there's just different expectations and standards that need to be addressed. Patience is another one, and I feel like overall I do have a pretty good sense of patience, but I definitely do think that I need to build that up before I ever enter the classroom, and that is something that I actively work on almost every single day. With that, I do believe that all educators should be professional and patient. I think that kind of speaks for itself on why I need to get those skills, need to better those skills for myself. But I really believe that educators should be creative. I believe that they should be able to maneuver around different needs for different students and find new ways to help students achieve their goals and guide their students towards success. I feel like these dispositions positively influence students morally and psychologically, because it makes us better influences and therefore also makes us better role models for our students to look up to. In order to ensure that I constantly uphold these expectations and dispositions, I will constantly be reevaluating myself and kind of figuring out where I am and what dispositions I may be thriving with and some that I might be falling short of, especially when it comes to expectations for myself. I will also make sure to constantly be aware of maybe new standards or practices that are expected of me and making sure that I'm actively working on them. And also, I always want to leave room for growth. I will never see myself as the perfect teacher or see myself as, I've mastered all of these dispositions and all of these things that I need to make sure of when it comes to being an educator. In order to promote healthy moral development for my students, I will make sure to constantly be a role model for them and help guide them when they may have questions and they feel comfortable coming to me, especially if I can answer those questions for them. That is all I have to say today on dispositions in teaching. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I am kind of sick right now, so my throat and my head is kind of everywhere. But again, thank you so much.